this is, I don't even know, this is our fourth or fifth like full length record, and we have tried a bunch of different stuff. We have done the multi-track recording a few more than a few times. You record drums, you record everything else over that to a click. Everything's on a grid, and I like the way that those albums sound too. We also did a record or an EP where it's just Jess and myself, where I play drums, and I think it's important to try different stuff. And we've leaned into like the band in a room sound a lot more, and I think that's benefited us in a lot of ways. I do think it's the best. This record that we came out with is the best sounding thing that we've done, and because of and it's because it's us playing in a room, and it's hard to replicate that sound. You know, where if you're playing to a click, sometimes you'll try to like, all right, the chorus will speed up the click a little bit, and then we'll slow it down in the verse, which is like we're naturally doing that anyway. I think you're better off just like, hey, let's get a couple mics and make sure that everybody's in tune, and that is gonna, if you know the songs, it's a way easier to actually record them. I'd say the hard part is everybody learning their parts and really like dialing in, and the pre-production is a little bit more involved when you're doing it live. But it is actually recording it is, I would say, easier. We did 3 takes of every song, and we'd say, all right, second one was the best, right? Like, and everybody could kind of unanimously agree on that. The other thing is like I trusting the people that you're playing with and working with, that I don't want to play drums on a Tin Can record. Like Cass is a better drummer than me. She should be playing drums on the record, and I trust. Like, I love the way that she plays drums, and that's why I'm like, I will show you, like, this is what I was thinking. I could show you, like, a fill or tell you it's in the, we were talking about this earlier. It's like, oh, it's like 3/4 against 4/4, but, like, I don't want to play it. Like, you play it like you play it, and, she's a better drummer than me, and I like what she contributes, and just, trusting that everybody is bringing to the table something, and trying to, encourage them to, like, to have input and stuff is really important. Which is hard. It's like, I like to say it's a democracy, except I have the final say. I wanted to just write like 10 to 12 songs that are good songs, and not think about how they connect at all. And if the songs are good, who cares? Because there's plenty of records that I love that are not connected song by song. With that said, clearly there are a ton of repeating themes that just happen because the songs were written at the same time. So there is a lot about... Weirdly, I was having trouble sleeping, which I think I've not really had in my life before. And there is a lot of songs about either dreams or not being able to sleep. And I was also reading a lot of Haruki Murakami, who writes very like dream-like, kind of out there, abstract novels. And I started keeping a dream journal from, literally a dream journal by like, I would jot down a couple weird things when I woke up. I'm so glad we're able to like record it in, Jess, my sister's living room, and with all of our friends together. And it's like I've heard the saying that like, you could tell when people are smiling when they're like singing, and there is like a vibe that really gets created. And I think the record sounds the way it does because we know each other really well, and we got to make something together, and hopefully that shines through to people when they hear it, that they're, even though some of these songs maybe are heavy subject matter wise, I think there is a lot of joy making the record, and I hope that people could take that away from listening to the record.